Thank
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
Zarina.
Thanks.
Thanks for leading us through this review. And thanks for all the mentees who have revived our thoughts about what we were fed with last week. And I remember this one that I wanted to keep close to my heart, and I almost lost it, that a bad day is not a bad life. So if for that day things don't go your way, you do not have a reason to give up, because a bad day is not a bad life. There are still many other days when the rain is going to fall, so you mustn't despair. But I like it when we also remind ourselves about how powerful we can be at negotiations with all these tips that we were given from a very rich life story that we listened to last week. So yes, remember, Phenomenal Women, we've gone through 4 themes already. We've been doing this build up from the beginning. We've done hold up with courageous leadership. We've done speak up with communication. We've done step up with negotiation. And today it is about rise up. For those who have showed up consistently throughout these 5 sessions, kudos to you. Congratulations, you've done a good job. And I believe that you're going to reap the fruit. You won't be disappointed. So today it is actually about rise up, because we have to talk about how do you aspire to get into office, into some position where you can display your leadership, offer your leadership, but also serve others. And this is not just about, getting into some prominent office at the corner with the best view in the building. It's not just about that. It's really about service. How do you get there? And it's not only about, in a formal work or job in that way. It is also in serving your community. And we are going to listen to beautiful life stories about how to get into office by serving your community. Okay, that will follow very soon. And maybe I should just take this time to introduce our lovely speaker so that I don't waste any more time. Before I go, I get too excited and I get, distracted. We have Zinhle and Lillian. Let me tell you a little bit about Zinhle. Zinhle is a young, authentic, vibrant, and hardworking individual. She's passionate about community healthcare and empowerment. She is the founder and chair of Letekuhle Community Development Foundation, an NGO that primarily focuses on community health education and further education and training workshops in communities and disadvantaged schools. She is a final year UP Medical School, and not long, she will get the title of DR. She said about 7 months, she'll be on stage virtually or real stage, it doesn't matter, but that degree will be conferred on her. And from then on, she won't just be Zinhle, she'll be Dr. Zinhle. She's also a TV presenter for a health talk show called Holistic Health Living. She's a young Mbokoto who believes that she is a blessing and she has to continue blessing others. She's blessed to be a blessing. So that's Zinhle. And then we have Lillian Nkosazana Mremi. I thought she'd also, claim her prize because she's connecting from very far, outside our borders from Botswana. Lillian Mremi has over 10 years of experience in driving youth development agenda, specifically focusing on promoting youth employment services in Africa, not just Botswana, preparing young people for the labor market and access to sustainable jobs. Currently, Lillian is a learning and development practitioner at Career Coaching in Botswana, a social enterprise she founded in 2013 to promote skills development and productivity in the workplace. Her work involves helping organizations successfully transition graduates from school to the world of work. She has extensive experience in project design, implementation, management, and evaluation. Lillian is currently obtaining an executive master's degree in entrepreneurship at the University of Botswana. Her dream is to see young people contributing towards the development of the continent and taking the lead in making a world a better place. She strongly believes this can be achieved if individuals are empowered to unleash their potential for the greater good of humanity. I will try to post her online contacts into the chat room if I get it right. Priscilla, help me if my technical fingers do not do a good job, but you can definitely reach her online, follow her on Facebook. She is very active. The kind of work that she does, I think, forces her to be very visible. Okay, we have these two lovely guests. It's a panel of two for today. So because it's a panel of two, they're going to share the time. We've said to them, they talk for 5 minutes each, and we give you mentees 20 minutes of questions. That means the 5 minutes that they're going to be talking is going to be very short. So you will have to use your questions to probe more and dig into their lives so that they can give you the best of what they carry. I should have mentioned, Lillian is a graduate of UCT. So she's not a foreigner to South Africa. She's very, very local in some sense, though her citizenship is with Botswana. So I give over to these lovely ladies and I give them to you. Who's first? Zinhle, you go first.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Sanbonani, Dumelang, Absheni, good morning to everyone. And thank you so much for having me. I am loving the energy in this place. And I will not waste time. I will just get right into it. Briefly, Dr. Madiba mentioned who I am, and I just wanted to just allude to the things that were mentioned. So yes, I am a final year medical student. Yay, I can't wait. And you know, with regards to running for public office or just being a community servant, I remember when I got into medicine, it was not an easy road for me because, it was hectic. But if you want something, you make sure that you get there. It does not matter how, it doesn't matter how long, but you get there. And that was it for me. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I had to make sure, Uguti, I get there no matter what. And I remember once I was in medicine, for most people, it was like, wow, you have arrived, you have made it. But it was just not enough. It was what I wanted, but it was not the it. And that now made me to just now start seeing, what exactly what more can I do? Yes, I am now studying what I've always wanted to do. I'm very passionate about community healthcare and what I will be able to do in that space. But it's gonna take me 6 years. Am I just gonna sit for 6 years and just do nothing but study? And the answer was no, I am not doing that. Like, there has to be more out there for me while I am pursuing this career. I can't just waste 6 years. That's how I felt. And I started, being a part of organizations within the university. I did so many things, and they were so fruitful, and they really contributed, in the person that I've become. And I remember I then 3 years later moved on to Prince of Campus, and here, shock of my life, suddenly things were just so dull. Things were dry. Like, I felt like, am I even living? Yes, I know I'm studying medicine, but it's not just about that. And I had to create a space for myself, create a platform for myself where I can apply the things that I love. And I remember I put together a couple of friends and I said, you know what? Yes, we are not yet doctors, but there is so much that we can do with the little knowledge that we have as yet. And I said, please come over to my hood. I come from Middleburg in Pumalanga. So we went to Mhluzi. And I said, you know what? We're going to have a community health day. And in that day, we're going to bring everyone, we're going to teach them about health, and we're going to be examining patients. And we just want them to know more about their health, because I believe a sick nation is as good as a dead nation. But we don't have to get there if we have the necessary knowledge that can prevent us into getting certain conditions that, well, if found later, there's nothing much that can be done. And we went into the community, and wow, the reception was amazing. And we taught them about basics. It's just the little things that make a difference. And just like that, I opened that door for myself. And having seen that reception, I was like, yeah, I am doing this. I am making it official. I am going to get an organization and we'll get some funding. I don't know. I really don't know. I am not a big person. I am not an it factor, but we'll see. We'll just see. And that's how the organization came about, and it has been amazing. And then I just felt, but yeah, I love the health part of it, but still we are lacking in terms of education inclusive. So we incorporated that part. I bring, once again, I always look close to my circle, the resources that I have right around me. I got them. Please come in. Let's teach this. Let's teach the kids. Let's give them more options. Let's be their binoculars, because a lot of them, sometimes when you come from the township, what there is all there is. What you can see usually is, that's it. You just see from a very limited point of view. And so we wanted to be their binoculars, see the world from a different angle, see all the different opportunities and things they are there. And that was amazing, because we're bringing in people and we're saying, listen, we need to teach everyone that it's not just about university. If I don't get to university, then what? Is it the end? No, it is not the end. You create a space for yourself. You create a platform. People will listen. If what you have to say is good, trust me, people will listen. And so that is how the organization came about. And then I remember, so now we had a couple of these interactions, the physical interactions. And then COVID came about. And wow, so what now? I can't do what I want to do. I can't interact with people. What do we do now? And an opportunity came about, and it was, you know what, we need a TV presenter for a health talk show. Can you do this? And just like always, I just jump. Sometimes, yeah, I know you need to think about things, think about them thoroughly. And I just jumped. I said, say no more. Like, look no further. I am here. We will teach the people about health. And that is how I got that opportunity. I remember I said, please, whatever the process is, I definitely want to be part of it. I'm coming for the interview, and that's great. And when I went there, I was prepared, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna be so serious. And when I got there, they said, well, you are the only person. I'm like, yeah, how? Like, we don't know you, we've never met you, but we've heard about you and the things that you do and how passionate you are about what you do. And so we said, we're giving it a try. And I was like, well, yeah. That time I have no TV or media experience, literally. And it wasn't so difficult for me, simply because this was something that was in my core, something I am so passionate about. I didn't know much. How am I going to juggle my studies and this? I was going to do it. I was going to do it, and nothing was going to be jeopardized in both. And the show is doing so well. And so basically what I am saying is, if you want something and there is no platform for you, you create it. And
Wow.
they will. Thank you.
Mhm. Wow, 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 wow. Sure, this is so much rain. Thank you so much, Zintle. They will dig for more if they really want to hear more. Lillian, over to you.
Hello, everybody. Dumelang Tlhabathong, all the way from Botswana. I am so excited to be here this morning. I am so inspired by all these beautiful faces that I'm seeing here. As already been mentioned, Lilian Moremi from Botswana, and I think my story, I want to take it from my varsity days, because I went to the University of Cape Town, and that was my first time I was ever away from the nest of my parents. I was raised by a single mother, not educated. But you know, one thing that I've always appreciated from my mother was the fact that, you know, she believed in education. And for her, it was about, Lillian, go to school so that you can have a better future and next time take care of me. And that's exactly what I've done over more plus or minus 15 years. I stay with my mother, who's currently blind, and my mother is my role model. She's my shiro. I have learned so many amazing values from this incredible woman. I remember when I was in high school, I went to a high school in a village, and I stay in a village called Mogoditane. And I remember I used to walk to school after catching a combi. There was a bit of a distance to school after the stop. And I would have those conversations with God, like, God, why am I here? I feel so bored. Can you please reveal to me what is it that I'm meant to do? Everybody is talking about passion. Everybody's talking about purpose. But how do I get there? And you know, I finished my high school and I had the opportunity to go to University of Cape Town, thanks to my government, of course, on a scholarship, paid for everything. So when I got there, you know, exposure is an amazing thing. And that's exactly what I got from the University of Cape Town. I met incredible young people that are so driven. I mean, the energy around me, and I guess what I'm trying to say is check the energy around you. You know, the energy around you, what people around you are saying is very important. What people around you are doing, it influences a lot about what you are going to aspire to do. My mom, for instance, before she lost her eyesight, she was actually serving people with disability. And I remember I used to go to the school that she was serving at, and I used to help around, you know, volunteer my time. And I realized that it is actually from that experience that God revealed to me that, you know what, Lillian, you are a server, but I want you to serve in a different way. But of course, I didn't know all of this when I was still in tertiary. And I had a friend, she's the one who actually named me Nkosasana. And she said, Lillian, but you're such a princess. You know, there is something inside you that you don't know, that you have, that there is this seed that is amazing, and you're going to do amazing things. And here I was surrounded by this girl from Mafikeng, and she believed so much in myself. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, she encouraged me to take part in Black Management Forum Society. I remember at the time I was a financial officer. I volunteered. And from that experience alone, I realized the importance of connections, the importance of networking, because these are the things that help you to identify your strengths, your weaknesses. They help you to really be able to put together where you want to go in life. And that's exactly what happened with me. I said, hang on, but I want to take this thing back to my country. I want to go back and serve my country. So when I finished my accounting degree, I came back to Botswana and I started an NGO called Botswana Student Network. And basically, I had wanted to empower young people. I wanted young people to feel like, you know, they don't have to wait for so and so, but they also have to do so much work in terms of understanding themselves, where they want to go, and how they want to also make the world a better place. And that's something I've been doing post my graduation. It's been since 2010. And of course, as the time goes, you are being patient with yourself. I'm very passionate about learning. For me, education is not the classroom. Education is the people around you. Education is the magazines that you are reading. I remember I still have 10 years of Destiny magazine. I love this lady, Kanye Dromo, because that lady, I used to read her magazine and I used to read about this phenomenal woman. So for me, that was education. Education is the events that you go to. For me, this is education. I'm learning so much and I love connections. Earlier on, I saw Wipuso. She said she's from Bella Bella. I've always wanted to go to Bella Bella, and I'm definitely going to connect with Wipuso after this on that. And really, for me, that's what education is about. And I've worked over the period of 10 years. I was just counting just now. I've worked with basically 30 institutions locally and internationally. I work with the private sector. I work with the public sector. 3 ministries that I work very closely with: Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Youth, Ministry of Employment, because my agenda is how do we take the young people to realize the power that they had. And one thing that is very close to my mind, Mosadi ke Taria Sechaba, a woman is a nation builder. And you know, everywhere I go, I want the girl child to feel special. I want the girl child to understand the power that they have. And this is why I do what I do, I guess. And I was so excited by being invited for this thing, for this session, because it's an opportunity for me to interact and tell each and every young girl that, you know what, you are powerful. You might be there not understanding your journey. It's okay. You're going to be very patient with yourself. It will take time, but you have amazing people around you, like Bo Dr. Mediba, Bo Zite, everybody else who's willing to help you. So it's important to let people know what help you need, because we are readily available to help you. So I think for me, when you talk about, you know, serving, it's really about making other people's lives better. But for you, you cannot serve if you are not okay inside. So I want to emphasize this point of mental health, this point of taking care of the self, this point of being able to identify your energy levels and continuously working on yourself. Earlier on, when we came on board, we were asked as young ladies to give feedback of what we learned from the last session. And it was so quiet. You see, I work with young women because for me, it's very important that when we are in rooms, we are able, no matter how scared we are, no matter how we don't like it, but we do have to raise our hand and say, okay, can I say 1, 2, and 3? I think it's very important. And I strongly believe our governments will get better if we have more women taking up leadership positions. So I'm very excited. There is so much that we can talk about. And I really just want to connect with each and every one of you, even outside this. And I love inviting myself in spaces where I can learn, I can share, and we can help each other grow. So, Dr. Madiba, this is not the last time you are hearing of me. I'm always going to invite myself with these sessions, because that's how I also learn so that I can become a better leader. But in closing, when we talk about really servant leadership, at the end of it all is never forgetting what the needs of the people that we are trying to serve are. Constantly checking ourselves to say, are we really on the right track? If we are not on the right track, how do we do it? Self-accountability is very important. There is so much that I can talk about. Yeah, I just wanted to end off there to say, you know, surround yourself with amazing people around you. That's how you're going to grow to become a better version of yourself, and never stop learning. Learning is everywhere. Thank you.
Pula,
Yeah.
haine.